Hi everyone. This back we're at with traders engage. So today I'm going to show you. Today is a holiday and we don't have much. There's no movement except for crypto. But I'm going to show you some setups today on the screen, which you can see that the system works if you practice enough and if you do the right thing. So I'm going to go back in time and just keep going back and show you how to make those pips. Yeah, okay. Sorry, you can see this bubbles. Now this is a bubbles setup. You had, please watch exactly as I'm showing you. You had a setup here, you went short here, right down and down. See the histogram red? You only exit here, right? You made like 80-90 pips, maybe 100 pips. In how long? 10, 15, 20, in 35-40 minutes you made 100 pips. That's good profit, right? Now let's look ahead. This is another bubble setup, but I told you, watch the 50. You cannot ignore the blue fluorescent blue line. The more you watch that, the safer you'll be. Okay, you need to understand that part. Let's see something in gold to see if the system works. In oh no, I'm just gonna go randomly back and back. Yeah, okay, right. See the bubble setup? This is a bubble setup. This is the New York Open. You shorted here, there is the 50, but it's a proper bubble setup, so you will take the setup. Once you take the short, you just hold it and it's going sideways, you get out. There's very few pips to be made, but it's worthwhile the trade. This is the end of New York. Do not trade that. It's too late for that. See another setup. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. See this is a lovely setup. Watch. See that? You entered here, you just went up and up. That's a lot of pop pips to make. I'm just taking any random pair for you guys to, since the market is closed, so you can just, keep watching something random. This is a bubble setup. You go buy here and you go up, you go to exit. These are very powerful indicators. Email me, comment below if you want them. I can send you the link to download them for free, right? No money to be paid at all. So see this bubble setup, extreme, up. There you go. Exit. You exit here. It's a good pips. These are good pips for you, right? 30, 40, 50 pips. Yeah. I'm just randomly showing you. This is another bubble setup. Sell, right? So you can get as many trades as you want, as long as you have the patience to wait. This is a bubbles, but again the 50 EMA. So avoid. Let's take another pair. Okay, let's see this. This is another bubble setup here. You can see that this is the blue line. Exactly, watch the bubbles, not this but this. It's a good set of pips for you, 20-30 pips for sure. See, understand one thing, guys, trading is difficult anyways, right? So you're going to be making more losses than profits in trading if you're not knowing what to do. There are a lot of Facebook groups, not groups, but a lot of YouTube channels who talk about trading and a lot of things, indicators, setups and stuff. But eventually when you really go to find it, there are very few really authentic profitable systems, the free ones. Again, I repeat, do not take free as a freebie thing which is just going to be there and and not work. This is not what it's supposed to be. See the setup? You can see that you go up, 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 up. Exit only at the red of the histogram, not at the long vertical red lines, right? Which go all the way top. They are not exits. Practice right money management, and you'll be in profit with time. With time, please understand. Bubble setup, up, 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 up. You had a good 20-30 pips. To really practice it, you can open a demo account with a good broker. I mean, I can tell you some really good brokers to open an account with. But do not just open with any broker, because if you're not aware, trading currency brokers most of them are good, but some may not be that good. They have to be highly regulated, and so just comment below and message me. I'll guide you exactly how to go about it. But more than opening a trading account, first open a demo account and practice for a while. This is a bubble setup. Up, 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 up. There you go. Exit. Bubble setup, but you see the fluorescent blue line, the green line, the water line. It's a fluorescent line, which is a 50 EMA. Again, do not trade counter. Do not trade these. Okay. You have a bubbles setup here. Again, avoid this. Avoid such trades. Let's look at some other pairs. Let's look at the US CAD. Trading gets boring when you keep looking for setups, but that's the best part. So you do not take setups which are not meant to be taken. There's no setup, you don't trade. That's the hardest thing to do, is not take a trade. Please understand that. This is a very sharp bubble setup. You sell and you exit here. It's hardly 40-50 pips. You're good. If you make 50 pips a day with one mini lot, that's $50 a day. That's $1,000 a day, and you ramp up your account in 2-3 months. That's a lot. Okay, so you need to get that. And once you understand that factor, you be there. Let me repeat: there are many systems out there, but it's trading is between you and the system. The consistency will only come once you develop the discipline to take that 1 or 2 trades a day and exit. If you take 4-5 trades, you're going to lose for sure, pretty much, unless you're an expert professional in trading with years and years of experience. This is a bubble setup. Okay, down, 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 down. Okay, exit here. It's a sharp setup. So you don't take any setups without the bubbles for formations. Again, a bubble setup. Again, this is a blue line. Do not take it. Only for experienced traders who can manage this, right? It was profitable, more profitable than it was like a lot of pips. Yeah. Bubble setup. Sometimes you can take a bubble and just exit at the blue line or a little above that for 5-10 pips. Never trade more money which you cannot afford to lose. Remember that, please. Small bubble setup. Yeah, good. But look for a proper bubble setup, which is a bubble and not just touching the red lines. Yeah. Again, a bubble setup here from the lower bubble. Good setup, very good setup. See, what I'm trying to show you. You see the sureness of the setup. See the seamlessness. See the entry. See the sharp downturn. Right. It's just not something which is taken out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Look at the setup. Look at this. It's a bubble setup. Again, the inner bubble setup. If you can see this differentiated, a lot of pips to be made. Bubble setup again, but 50 fluorescent blue line. You don't want to break that. You can't short it. You'll lose. Avoid. Don't get anxious. Just hold this weight. It'll come to you. Bubble setup, right, all the way up till it's 50-60 pips, maybe more. I'm trying to show you as many setups as you can see, not just to show you that it doesn't work, but it works. A bubble setup, blue line, avoid trading. Small bubble setup, blue line, avoid trading. As I told you, you need one good trade a day, not two. Don't go for two, because then if you take two, then you'll say why not three, and that's where you start losing. Please understand this. It's very very important. A bubble, it's more of a flat curve bubble setup, but it's a bubble setup. Once you see the histogram is this. You just follow that and wait for it to turn to the first red. Not these vertical lines, but the first red. And you had a lot of pips here, a lot of them. Yeah. So another bubble setup, smooth bubble setup. See how it's going? It's very good. You have another bubble setup here. Look at this. Look at the progression. See how progressive it is. The downtrend. It's not an uptrend or downtrend. It's more of sideways here on the 5 minute, on the 15 minute. Now, sorry, I'm showing this to you on a 15 minute. You're supposed to use the 5 minute, but it works on any time frame. But typically for quick entries and exits with decent pips, the 5 minute is what you're going to use. All right, because they're faster. See this bubble setup, right? Even there's the fluorescent line. It's still a setup, right? Tally it with the red histogram. Look at it. I hope you guys watch this carefully, and if you do not, I have my email in the description below. If you can just send me a mail if you really want to learn to trade this $1 trillion market per day, or just comment below so I can guide you personally, because I've been trading this day in and day out. And of course you make losses, but as I told you, if you take one good setup a day, at the end of the week you will be in profit if you practice it enough, and if you only trade money which you can afford to lose, and you start with a demo. Please understand this, is very important. Small bubble setup, but still a setup, right? It goes sideways, but the red histogram is red, so you hold it and you exit. Try to trade after the London Open, after half an hour or 1 hour after the London Open, whatever country you're in, and like the New York Open, like maybe immediately or little 20-30 minutes after that. Okay, do not trade any other time zone. It doesn't make sense. You will not be profitable otherwise. Bubble setup, up. Watch the green line. Okay, these indicators have been tuned to be optimized. Okay, so you don't need to change anything. Just mail me and I'll send the setup for it to you, or just comment, I'll give it to you. Because if you don't have these setups, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't get the entries, right? Bubble setup, buy. Once you enter, just watch the histogram. Okay, just watch, not ignore the red lines, vertical lines. Only when the lower line turns to red, you change. This is a good 100 pips. Yeah, maybe a little less or more, but approximately. It takes around 2-3 hours, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Right, so these are all setups which are there, and you just have to take them. Another setup here. Exit. Blue. Watch the blue fluorescent line for the 50 EMA. Avoid. Only when you get good with practice you can take it. Otherwise, do not. Excellent bubble setup here. Look at this. If it breaks with force, the blue line, you can still take it and exit down. Right. See the setup. Blue line is far. Bubble setup. Up. Exit. You can exit here. It's a lot of pips. So yeah. This is a Saturday, and again a setup here. See, there you go. So I'm showing you everything in what's happened. So it's not that history doesn't repeat itself, it does, but you gotta be ready to take the advantage of the timing. So remember, you gotta trade only after the London Open and at the New York Open. You do not trade before that, because that's not what you're gonna do. You lose. Yeah, pretty much. So see the setup, see how clean the setup is, and you just need 20-30 pips. If you get 50-100, great. Okay, you just keep ramping up your lot size as your account grows, but only demo trade in the beginning. So that's how it is best done, right? So all said and done, these are the setups, and that's it. So we'll see another trade setup tomorrow or day after, let's see, and I'll keep you posted. Have a good one. Bye.